What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Lennox Lewis. Big up, England! Big up! Lennox Lewis issues a dire Mike Tyson-inspired warning to Anthony Joshua. He states, lose Ngannou fight may cost AJ the next title shot. Okay? Now, sounds great on paper with AJ versus Francis Ngannou, but former undisputed heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis suggests a fight with Ngannou, even with a win, could backfire on Joshua because it weakens his case for the next crack at the WBC crown. Okay? And Joshua, of course, is coming off a stoppage of Otto Eileen, and this is what Lennox had to say. Lennox says, if AJ beats Ngannou, which he should, does that elevate him to a title undisputed? Beating Eileen and Ngannou, Lewis wrote on Twitter, there's a much better case for the winner of Parker versus Zhang, and if AJ gets through Ngannou and Usyk with undisputed, it's a appetite for Usyk versus Joshua 3 out there. Okay. Olympic silver medalist Zhang Zhang battles former WBO heavyweight champion Joseph Parker in the co-main event of Joshua and Ngannou. Okay. Whereas Zhang, of course, will be the interim WBO. All right. And Usyk holds 2 victories over Joshua already. We see it. And if Fury becomes undisputed, the man says he's vacating all the belts. We already know that. So let me counterpunch on Lennox Lewis. Well, Lennox, he's worried about one belt when he should be worried about all of them, or he's worried about the wrong belt. He should be worried about the IBF because the IBF belt will be the only belt that comes up. And if Fury wins, he's going to do an anti-Thanos and just spread them all out. Because and I think he's doing that because he doesn't want to fight all those guys, which will still be disappointing. That's the reason why Tyson Fury is not in the best interest of boxing when it comes to being undisputed. You know, he's still calling himself the lineal champion anyway because he's the guy that beat the guy. Well, this is what will happen if he relinquishes all those belts, which is financially a smart thing to do, but nobly, morally, it's not. Because if Tyson Fury becomes an undisputed, he beats Usyk and becomes an undisputed heavyweight champion, he needs to at least fight those guys for the belts. You know, give Hrgovic his shot if the IBF don't strip him. And if they do, that's another branch out for somebody else to be a world champion. Okay, and then he'll go back to being a unified champion. Even in a unified champion reign, he needs to show people that he can do the job because he couldn't do it before. He got all those belts from Klitschko except the WBC and bailed out and started partying and doing all types of stuff. We know he never defended any of the belts. So for Tyson Fury, he could at least do what he did at the WBC. Since the WBC is pretty much a cakewalk, well, the WBA and the WBO will be the places to go. He needs to fight Zhang if that's the case, because he's the interim, so he shouldn't, BS him. But see, if Usyk wins, Usyk's already defended his title twice against Joshua and Daniel Dubois. Okay, so if he beats Tyson, that will make his 3rd time defending his unified champions, then picking up the WBC for undisputed. So that would be 3 times he defended the belt against Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua, and who? Tyson Fury. So he could chill out and live off the fruits of his labor at this point. He doesn't have to fight anybody else because when that happens, there's no one else to really fight unless it's for the mandatories. But he's just doing his job as normal because he's been doing it. And then before him, Anthony Joshua did it before him. Okay, because he had to satisfy his mandatory on the IBF side in 2020 against Kubrat Pulev. Okay, once beaten Kubrat Pulev. So, a lot of things in boxing, are unraveling, especially if the wrong people get the belts, But back to Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis should understand, hey, it's a lose-lose. No, it's a win. It's a win for Anthony Joshua if he wins. It's a lose if he loses. Because, now that meant the Cameroonian tyrant has came over and beat the shit out of the top heavyweights in the boxing. And heavyweight boxing will be looking pretty stupid if that happens. So, yeah, I could understand that, but a lose-lose. Well, there's nothing else that AJ could do in this fight to please you. Bars. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Lennox Lewis giving Anthony Joshua a warning. It's a lose-lose for you, fella. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.